Father, I'm calling to ask for your advice. I fear I may have quite a bit of trouble ahead of me. I'm trying not to allow a single unfortunate incident to color my perception of the mission and all those involved, but I may be failing in these efforts. I've just spent the past 1.5 days servicing what must be the most simple mechanical device on this ship, the breadcrumb launcher arm. It appears to have been constructed using substandard parts, workmanship, and engineering. I found myself in a bit of a panic. I can only assume this is not the only example of substandard parts and workmanship on this vessel. And if that is the case, then how much longer will we have before a catastrophic failure of a key system or systems occurs? I can only imagine it will be sooner rather than later. The problem is simple. We found that the breadcrumb relay launcher had jammed, and it was imperative that we get it working again as soon as possible so as to avoid slowing the ship. I agreed to take a look at the mechanism, along with Master Sergeant Ryan and Ada, our computer scientist, who agreed to assist us. What we found was most disturbing. After suiting up, we went outside only to discover that the arm was dangling free on the umbilical section of the ship. Now, the breadcrumb had been launched, but since the arm was not fully extended, it was caught on one of the hydrogen tanks on the underside of the umbilical accessway. Now, Ada crawled out and freed the breadcrumb, thereby alleviating our need for a braking event. I truly believe that she more than likely saved us from adding several more months to our journey. Well, while she was freeing the breadcrumb, Samuel and I examined the arm. Now, it's an extremely simple mechanism. It's not much more than a hinge, but the problem was it appeared to have been constructed of aluminum. Aluminum? What is this, the Dark Ages? I felt that I was wrong, so I brought back in the repaired hinge and I asked the cat to do a spectral analysis. My suspicions were correct. I've chosen not to complain to Gaia about this, but I fear that Ada must suspect how I feel. It was extremely difficult for me to keep my mouth silent during the initial discovery. Despite that fact, Samuel did not seem at all surprised. Father, I need for you to do some investigative research for me. Can you find out the name of the firm or firms involved in the construction of this vessel? If at all possible, I would like to access plans and build records as well, especially materials requisitions. If much of this craft was constructed of aluminum as opposed to hibarium, as I fear, we may not last very long. Time is of the essence. I hope you're well, Father. I look forward to playing with you again. I have engaged the computer opponent on the onboard systems, but it is clumsy and slow to react. Perhaps I can ask Ada to help me program the cat for chess. Even if it were to excel, it would never replace you, Father. Perhaps we could start a slow-motion game. We could give each other our moves during our transmissions. That would be fun. Please tell me what you find out, Father.